Pick the Percocet, icy on my neck. Hit you with that check. Teachers by the flex.
What's good? What's going? What's new? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the channel, Raw Reactions here. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Today we're going to be looking at a video by Jamari titled The Destruction of Drake. Oh gosh. This man Drake cannot crush. Man, things have not been looking good for him. He cannot catch a break ever since this whole thing happened. But hey, he decided to go up against Kendrick. Anyway, now the Drake fans come back now. Let's dive on in.
So over the last week, or really the last couple of days, we have finally gotten the battle we have been wanting for the greater part of the last 2 decades. The best true-to-form rapper versus the biggest pop star of our generation. The beef has actually pushed Drake into a very tough position. I'm talking about...
Honestly, I wouldn't say this is the beef people have been waiting for. I would say it's more or less the battle between, or rather, I won't say this is the battle people have been waiting for. It's more or less the one between, because I know back in, I may be wrong, but I know as at 2014, which was like 10 years ago, 2014, 2015, it was like a whole debate. There was even like this whole, I think there was this thing on them jumping on each other's tracks. Not each other's tracks, but like using each other's instrumentals. I think that's more of the parts people have been waiting for. But yeah, I get where it's coming from still. Let's keep going.
People in clubs booing when his music comes on. The whole internet is clowning him and dancing to him being called a creeper.
I really want to play this, but I don't want to risk copyright.
In the world would have to admit this damaged his reputation like a big dirty smudge on a brand new Pro Club t-shirt. These are 2 artists who I have followed for a very long time, and despite their subject matter and overall catalogs being completely different, they have always been compared in talks about the best rapper of the generation or the best rapper alive.
He is the underdog that's extremely hungry, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it was you that was like, is Kendrick Lamar your biggest competition like in this generation or whatever? Yeah. And I think that Kendrick has like the utmost potential, man.
It should be noted here that people used to say the big 3 rappers were Drake, Kendrick, and J.Cole. But recently Mr. Fulton flows went and etched his own face off of that monument of rap, but that really might have been in his best interest. Apparently Schoolboy Q made the call to J. Cole's flip phone. Either way, Kendrick really did not like the big 3 buddy-buddy ending to this rap fairy tale. He did not want to be involved in First Person Shooter, the single on their little friendship tape.
Also, I'll say this. J. Cole apologizing. When it first happened, people were like, I understand people feeling some type of way. Hell, I think I felt some type of way, but I understood still. But people were clowning him, J-Fold and everything. All of you saw how messy he got. You saw how bloody messy he got. So he did the right thing. There were even these memes of when, especially after Meet the Grams came out. I would say after Meet the Grams came out, people were like, J. Cole, you'll be saying these things online where people will be like, J. Cole out here chilling on the beach, or J. Cole is cutting flowers and giving praise to the sun. And I think there was even a fan that spotted him on the beach and everything. But yeah, at the end of the day, his own was, let me protect my peace. Should he have released 7-minute drill? Of course not. But I think even that was based on peer pressure. If we're all being honest, anybody can subject to that. So I don't blame him. I'm happy he decided to follow his peace and it worked out well for him. And all of you that are making noise, all of you will still listen to the fall off when it drops. Especially some of you diehard fans that are like, how will he do such a thing? I'm talking to one of my guys like this, and I sent him the link to this video. Let him catch his soul. But let's continue.
Said that it ain't the big three, it's big me. Then of course J.Cole would infamously reply, or really apologize.
And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? In my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I spiritually feel bad on me. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers?
The message was loud and clear that he should bow out gracefully before he got caught in the lethal crossfire. Go ride your bike, J. Cole, because this has gotten nasty.
Man, free J. Cole. Which one is go ride your bike, J. Cole? Free J. Cole. What's wrong with all of you?
Talking about babies with best friends, Drake Steen allegations. The pot has boiled over, my people. I think a lot of people knew going into this that Drake would be fighting an uphill battle. Yes, he's obviously the more popular artist, but he also has a lot more haters. And when it comes to Kendrick, everything about his career has been so masterfully crafted and planned that you know he was going to come into this battle prepared. Drake, on the other hand, seems more sporadic, more all over the place. He's had more scandals. It's kind of like Drake seems more sporadic, more all over the place. He's had more.
Drake fans think they know why he hit. Oh, back when he hit Adonis.
Scandals. It's kind of like Drake has been living out boyish fantasy after boyish fantasy, changing identities every year for the last decade.
What happened today, baby? What happened today, baby? I did what Kobe did in Game 7 against the Celtics.
Not to say that either one is coming out of this beef squeaky clean smelling like roses, because like I said, it's gotten nasty. But Kendrick came out and straight up punched Drake in the face with this song Euphoria. Then he baited him with the timestamp song, knocked him down on the canvas with Meet the Grams after Drake thought he had a good rap.
Bro, when Euphoria came out, the internet went wild. All of you know. Or rather, if you know, you know. The internet went wild. I couldn't sleep. Because it was around, I think it was, okay, I don't remember what time it was, but I remember I couldn't sleep. Then the timestamp one, YouTube channels were reacting to his IG post. This nigga had people scrambling to IG. And when Meet the Grams came out, gosh. Meet the Grams for me was like a finishing blow. Not like us was just more or less him dancing on Drake's grave. Bruh. Let's keep going.
And then Not Like Us is just Kendrick dancing on his grave.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, guys, Drake's Family Matters diss was great, but so was Takeover by Jay-Z. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good it was because Kendrick immediately buried it with some scathing accusations a mere 20 minutes after it dropped. I bet Drake thought he could finally lay back at the end of the night and it'd all be sweet, probably start again all loaded up.
Also, I'll say this. Push-ups to me was like, in the entire 3 that Drake dropped, Push-ups to me was like his best. Because Family Matters was mad, but it was more or less a repetition, an extended version of Push-Up. That's what it felt to me, because he just kept attacking all these people instead of just focusing on Kendrick. The Hard Part 6 is just more or less, bro, that's him waving the white flag, and it's just more or less him trying to do damage control, which there is nothing wrong with, but it's like you didn't even do it well. And of course, name-wise, it's a good play on name. The Hard Part 6 God and everything. Oh yeah. Let's keep going.
A couple of bets, and then Kendrick came in swinging and attacked his family and reputation on one track, comparing the man to the likes of Weinstein and Karl Malone, to name a few. And with Drake's long history of questionable activity with minors, people began resurfacing a ton of clips and pictures and strange tweets. Just watch as a 14 to 15-year-old Millie Bobby Brown explains her relationship with the then 32-year-old Drake and how they met.
I met Drake in an Australian hotel. I was touring, and he was touring too, and honestly, his managers just came up to my dad and said, Drake loves the show, come to his show tonight. And I was like, are you joking me? Drake? He wants to see me? And I was like, okay, we're going. So I got my outfit prepared, I went there, and he was such a fanboy, and I was such a fangirl that and honestly, we text all the time now. He helps me with everything, just life lessons, and we went to dinner afterwards, and we had dinner the next day, and then we met in Sydney.
I don't know about y'all, but that's some weird shit to me for a 32-year-old man to want to wine and dine a 14-year-old inviting.
32 and she's 14. Nigga. She's not even half your age yet. That is insane. That's weird behavior.
To his shows. And then to be straight up texting her like direct communication is even more out of pocket, but it somehow gets worse.
I love him. I met him in Australia, and honestly so fantastic, and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just text each other the other day, and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more.
What advice does he give you? What does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great.
Bruh. I miss you more is already weird enough. It's already extra weird on its own. And texting her about boys is just more. Let's keep watching.
I love
What's
him.
his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text.
That would even make you. Let's keep going.
Shit. Got your ass.
I mean, seriously, what the hell was that? I mean, to be fair, both of these guys have alleged some absolute...
Peter, 11-year-old manipulator, drug addict, beat wife, illegitimate. I actually did see a video of someone who claimed they fed, because Drake was riding on the whole wife beater and your kid is day freeze thing. I saw a video, or rather I heard an audio of someone who claimed he's the one that fed Drake fake information, because what was it? Something about Drake coming to Atlanta to ask information on Kendrick. I think I'll react to that video. Let's keep going.
disgusting things against each other, and so far neither of them has really shown any evidence. And I do feel like if someone could still come forward with proof of what they say, I think that would automatically give them the W and make the other person look really foolish.
What's this, you fucking piece of shit?
This is another pedophile. I think, well, although I think he's out of prison. I'm not sure. I think he's out of prison. But yeah, this is another pedophile. EDP or something. Bro, people are disgusting. Let's keep going.
What's this?
Do you guys realize that Kendrick got him to take the bait 3 different times? First with the Like That single, he knew that Drake's ego could not handle hearing It's Just Big Me. Kendrick knew that record was also hot enough to get Future in the mix, and that it would climb to the charts quickly, which is already him beating Drake at his own numbers game. Then of course he scared J.Cole so much he left the lobby, then Drake
throughout this whole thing, Kendrick, I would say Kendrick or Drake. He had the numbers, and Kendrick is not even a numbers guy in my own opinion, but he beat Drake at the numbers. He out-petted Drake with the whole A minor thing. And even in the, what else? And he had the internet behind him. He literally out-Draked Drake. That's crazy, man. Big Kenny win. Let's keep going.
by calling Kendrick a midget with small feet, while also mentioning his wife Whitney. Still, people like the record. Of course, they clowned Kendrick. He then waited a few weeks to plan out his response and dropped the Euphoria record. where for the first time ever he would call Drake out by name. This song was really him showing off his entire range, people really loved it, and it was making quite the buzz on social media, which is once again Drake's game. And so Drake takes a couple of days, which people force DJ Academics to count, and he eventually comes through with a long response, where he chooses to address several people like Rick Ross and A$AP Rocky. But of course the main person that people cared about him addressing was Kendrick. Well, Drake ended up calling him out for beating on his wife, and also claimed that she cheated on...
It's like, the only person we cared about was Kendrick. Other people, I know your business. Maybe, yeah, I can understand him mentioning Rick Ross, but every other person is not your business. Excuse me. Let's keep going.
Drake and had a baby with his right-hand man, Dave Free. Drake even went out and got the Good Kid, Mad City van just to crush it for his music video. But here is where Kendrick actually trapped him in the...
That wasn't the actual van, right? Because when I watched the video, I didn't get that reference. But that wasn't the actual van, was it? Yeah, that was the actual... Nah, that couldn't have been the actual van. But if it was, that's crazy. Let's keep going.
Because only 20 minutes later he would release Meet the Grams, stomping all over Drake's actually very good record where he rapped really well. I'm talking about him and his whole family catching heat, and his friends being called out as a group of bad people who prey on vulnerable women. Also claiming that Drake apparently has an 11-year-old daughter, just like when Pusha T forced Drake to reveal his son. And at first Drake would once again respond on his Instagram page saying that he needs to see this 11-year-old daughter of his.
When Drake posted this, I remember going on his... Immediately after I heard Meet the Grams, I went on his IG story. I'm sure a lot of people did. And I remember seeing this. Shortly after going through my WhatsApp, I remember someone on my contacts, I'm not going to name drop, posting... It's not as if people care if I name drop, but anyway, posting... He posted this. Basically, he was a Drake supporter and everything, and he was like, "Yeah, they are shambles, Kiniko." He was laughing as well. It's like, bro, I didn't hear you say anything after Not Like Us came out. I actually wanted to, let me not say true, but I actually wanted to hit him up. I was like, okay, I wanted to troll him a bit because I was trolling anybody during that period, or certain people rather, but. It was like, yeah, you posted this. Why didn't you say anything after No Like Us came out? Why did you come out and defend your king? Well, let's keep going.
Either way, the damage had already been done. Drake fans were scrambling for answers, and then of course the following morning we would get the kill shot that had people dancing to Kendrick, straight up calling him a PDF file. Then the next day, Drake of course releases From the Heart 6.
Freaky ass nigga here, 6 and 9 God. Freaky ass nigga here. Bro. And what's crazy about that song is people of all ages are dancing to it. When I say all ages, there's a video of a kid saying I want to listen to OVO. And there is a video, I think I saw this 2 days ago on Twitter. There's a video of an old woman. I think she was repeating freaky ass nigga here 69. Yeah, she repeated it twice. So this man has people from all ages across dancing to the fact that Drake is a pedophile. That's insane. That's insane, bro. But if we're being honest, with the 6:16 in a late timestamp, in as much as Jamari is saying that was a bait, he baited him with that track. Yes, but at the same time, it was still like a last chance of, are you sure you want to go down this route? It was literally like you can stop here and walk away. And in hindsight, if he did, I mean, now that what has happened, it would have been better if he did. Although at the time, maybe in a sense, in as much as I was saying it would have been better, if he actually went through with that, that means he wouldn't have gotten Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, and he would have just been seen like, oh, so Drake pussied out. So I can understand him not backing out, but bro, you'd have backed out still because all of it. Because at the end of the day, he waved the white flag in. He waved the white flag in on the Hard Part 6. Boy, it is what it is, man. We still got great music from Kendrick. Let's keep going.
On the popular Kendrick Lamar series of songs, and this response started out somewhat strong, but it quickly derailed.
I am a war general seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honored in decoration.
This man was ready for battle.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or destination, but you so thirsty you're not concerned with investigation.
This whole thing, to me, he was just running with the internet narrative. Which, here's the thing, even if you didn't have anything else to rap against Kendrick, rap in the general sense of big, even go back to I'm bigger and big. Yeah, rap in the general sense. Don't be following internet. What are you following internet for?
We're saying that Kendrick is full of shit, as are his allegations, and that they tricked his ass and he took the bait.
I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all the allegations?
The allegations he's talking about are the same. That Kendrick's wife cheated and had a child with his friend, and that Kendrick got in trouble for putting hands on his wife, with people claiming that he hired a media.
You see, that thing is so cringe, man. If you watch the video, if you guys knew how he got that information, you would just cringe. Because now hearing this is just cringe to me. It's just cringe. Let's keep going.
To make the story disappear. This is what Kendrick had to say about it back in an old Breakfast Club interview.
There was a shocking story about you, and I was like, there's no way this is true.
Yeah.
When they said you were in Vegas and you beat some guy bloody and you did something to some female.
Yeah.
And they said they had evidence and all of this, and then I never heard anything about it again.
Yeah, because it's
And another thing, Kendrick addressed it too. I remember seeing this clip.
Female.
Yeah.
And they said they had evidence and all of this, and then I never heard anything about it.
Or at least he had addressed it in the past. Not that he addressed it like during this time. Kendrick no get time, he just did drug track anyhow. All of you did dance to 69 good. Yeah, let's keep going.
yeah, because it's foolishness. That's the most ignorant stuff I ever heard made up on
I was like,
on
Kendrick did
mind.
that? I doubt it.
And you know that person whoever made that up owes an apology, not to me, but to women that actually go out there and get abused.
Because I was like, I'm sure if that happened, there'd have been a police report. You would have been arrested.
That's foolishness. That's ignorant.
Dave leaving heart emojis under pics of the child. Speaking of anything with the child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit that I expected.
Like, why would you expect that? Why would you think Kendrick would be on his Chris Hansen? I don't know, it's just weird to me that he thought someone would accuse him of being a creep.
My mom came over today and I was like, mother, I. Oh, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got did.
Like, what the f*** is this dude talking about? He's making light of sexual...
Bro, see, that's the thing. The Hard Part 6 was just filled with so many loopholes because it's like, it just felt like, bro, what are you even rapping for at this point? Even when he mentioned something like, why is Whitney not following you on... So, I don't understand. You guys are watching. Do you follow your family members online? You don't. Let's even remove, even if it's your babe and you're not following. So who cares? Who bloody cares? So because I'm not following someone online, that means I have a problem. It's like, bro. Anyway, let's keep going, man.
He then goes on, like, what the f*** is this dude talking about? He's making light of sexual... He then goes on to claim this is why Kendrick is calling him a predator.
Me. I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. This why these foul raps and shit you so obsessed with, it's so excessive.
Continuing to make fun of him several times over the course of this song for getting violated as a child.
Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting.
Which didn't even happen, by the way, at least according to the song that Drake is referencing here. Kendrick does have a record on his last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, called Mother I Sober. It is the climax of the soundtrack, the song the whole album really builds up to. Mr. Morale in general is a serious record that covers a lot of sensitive topics. In the song, Kendrick tells that one of his cousins was violating people in his family, and his mother questioned him whether he had been violated himself.
Family ties, they accused my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't.
Kendrick explicitly states here that he was not touched, and the real message is that his mother was paranoid and thought there was no way it could not have happened due to trauma from her past where she was violated herself.
I mean, everyone knew, for those of you that are listening to the album, Kendrick was referencing his mother. So the fact that Drake went the whole, Kendrick was talking about himself, is like, what are you talking about?
Drake not only misinterprets this lyric, but also uses it as some sort of own. Like, read the room, dude, look what you're being accused of. And then more cringe ensues, because I've never heard anyone have to rap about not being a predator. I mean, the fact that Kendrick backed him into that corner and put him on the defense is monumental in why he's winning this.
Bruh, Kendrick literally looks like the boogeyman here. Left to me, it makes sense if Kendrick drops an album titled The Boogeyman, and this is the cover art, and in the whole track list it's just about maybe more shit on Drake and him just exposing the industry with like a few general songs here, but like the whole context of the album is basically the industry and Drake and then maybe some other people. I think that would be an amazing album, especially with everything happening now. Let's keep going. This is funny.
Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was in young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for that shit you just suggested.
Which is just an insane thing to say, considering the more powerful and famous you are, the more you can get away with this nasty shit. Look at the countless examples of weirdos in the entertainment industry.
Drake is not a name that you're gonna see on no offender list.
No, it would be Aubrey Graham.
Only get.
Hey, let's keep going.
Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager.
And people call this.
Why did you mention her? Why did you even? That made no sense. You mentioned someone that nobody even brought up. Why did you mention her? I think there were so many loopholes in the. You guys are hype it. I swear, I don't know what is you people's problem, because there were so many loopholes there. Even if you're trying to do the whole being a fan, it's like how do what? Why? Person no dey your mind, you just go mention. Person no dey anybody mind, you just go mention. See, and that. I'm getting angry. Let's just continue.
Guilty conscience coming to light, as Kendrick had never name-dropped Millie Bobby Brown, or said stranger things or any allusion to this being who he was exactly talking about when it came to a minor. Obviously, the Drake being a creep rumor started back when she said they were close and texting when she was only 14, as I showed you earlier. Personally, I don't think any father should be comfortable with their teenage daughter being in direct contact with someone 17 years old.
That's another thing. Like, it's one thing for him to be contacting them. It's another thing for... Because there's no other parents are not in the loop, if you ask me. Even if not at the time, definitely afterwards. Let's say it's like... there's no way the parents will not be in the know. There is no way. It's like, what are you doing talking to, letting your child talk to someone that is older than your child? 32 and 14, 32 and 18 is crazy. Hell, 29 and 19 is crazy. 32 and 14. Bro. Let's keep going.
Self. And there's several other instances where Drake is seen being quite peculiar with young women, but obviously nothing concrete.
Our clip is disgusting as hell.
The rest of Drake's diss just consists of the same things he said in his Family Matters record. He also spends a minute going into a spoken word, which is just really bad. To me, this better not be the end of the battle for Drake, because this record was weak.
Oh, it definitely is.
I mean, he had no choice but to more or less defend himself, but this was bad. I mean, Drake fans everywhere dropped to their knees after hearing this one. Because at least in the court of public opinion, Drake has already been crowned a loser, which is a position we've never seen him in before. And the craziest thing about this beef to me is that Drake is the one who actually welcomed Kendrick into the game back in the early 2010s, as he gave him that major placement on his album Take Care. And it really is crazy to me how prophetic that song now is. Okay.
Before he goes into the song, I'll say this. Number one, me personally, it was through Good Kid, Mad City, and New Kendrick. I'm not saying Drake didn't bring him in. Don't get me wrong. I would say, I think for a lot of people, especially people who are not in the US, I think a good number of them knew Kendrick through Good Kid, Mad City, or even Section 80. I knew him through Good Kid, Mad City, Swimming Pools to be specific. I remember one day I was like in SS2. This was 2013. I was in the bus coming back from one kind of hotel excursion. Everywhere was hot, the bus was clumped, and I remember hearing the intro of Swimming Pool, and I was like, what? Who is this? And I was like at the middle of the bus, and it was noisy, but I was still able to listen to the radio while it was playing. And I was like, who is this? And 2 months later, or a month later, after I think, let me say 2 months later also, this was during the time where I still used to sit down and watch Trace, and the same song came on, and I saw the video, and that was how I knew Kendrick. Secondly, I didn't even know he was on Take Care, which says a lot, because Take Care is one of my favorite albums. Headline still remains, in as much as I was not citing Drake in this whole thing, Headlines still remains one of the songs that I have sat down, watched it, learned the lyrics, and I didn't have to go to the internet for it. Do I still know it now? No. Time passes, you find out other artists, other things accumulate your brain. But basically, that is the kind of impression Headlines and even Take Care as an album. Because there were other smash hits on Take Care, but I don't think I ever listened. It took a while before I listened to it as an album. Or have I listened to it as an album? I think I have, but maybe once. But I didn't know, needless to say, I didn't know Kendrick was on it. Or I think I found out, but kind of forgot. But even as at the time I found, I found out actually, like later. But at the time I found out, I had known Kendrick. And this album came before, this album came out before Good Kid, Mad City, obviously. So what am I trying to say? As far as the international, or as far as outside America goes, I believe a lot of people knew Kendrick from Good Kid, Mad City. Or at least not from Take Care. My opinion. Let's keep going.
The song is called Buried Alive, and it's about Kendrick learning about and adjusting to fame through the lens of Drake walking him through the industry door.
I'm in the matter of man, arm wrestling hands. I was dope when I said the music business was all I needed. When I got, I was greeted by an alien that said last year that she slept with a Canadian that gave him an addiction that'd keep him in Mercedes-Benz.
Here he's already talking about Drake and his lust for material possession and women. This person who greets him probably wants Kendrick to follow a similar fate.
My vice is similar. Women love when you're my type and you're winning from everything that you palm right. Put her in the Palms Hotel, Sin City, Devil in dress, platinum Chanel. Lived the ambiance on cause the audience said one day I would do it. So instead of a verse being read, I'ma go and get some head off the strength of my music.
Fame is making Kendrick a degenerate and turning him away from his religion. It's hard to not become a different person once your ego finally gets massaged.
And he sort of addressed that to Mr. Morale as well.
Same day we say we in the area cruising in Toronto.
Ego finally gets massaged.
Same day we say we in the area cruising in Toronto. Hit me on my cellular, I thought he was gonna sell me a false word like the rappers I know. Sat down with a few drinks located where you can't see us. A white waitress on standby when we need her.
Drake picks up Kendrick and takes him around industry people, showing him the fast life of fame and women.
felt like the initiation, a reality living in the matrix. We talked casually about the industry and how the women be the tastemakers for the shit you're making. Then he said he was the same age as myself and didn't help cause it made me even more rude and impatient.
Kendrick now lusts for what Drake has, and is jealous because he has accomplished more at the same age. This only further pushes his envy and...
Brother is looking at him as a small boy. Oh, Kendrick is short. But I think that was even another problem. I think that was even another problem with the whole beef thing. That is Drake addressing the whole... I think Drake is still seeing it from the lens of I'm the one that brought you into the game and everything, which to me is like, it makes no sense because a lot of people have brought a lot of people into the game. Hell, Lil Wayne brought him into the game, right? And it's not like Lil Wayne doesn't hold that as like a stamp or something or like a daily reminder to him, at least not that anyone knows of. So it's like the fact that he was just looking at it from that angle for long is like, it's just like weird behavior. Or partly looking at, not like that was the whole thing. Well, let's keep going.
for more fame and notoriety.
So blame it on Mr. OVOXO, the reason why I'm breathing all the vanity I know. The reason why my best friend say she love me more than life, but I live a double life, I need to let it go. The reason why the highlight was when he said you belong to the people when you outside. So dig a show full of money, full of power, full of pussy, full of fame, and bury yourself alive. Then I died.
Kendrick literally just laid out the life that he could have had if he went the same direction as Drake. Because at the time, they were both still very green with wide eyes, and Drake really steered full force into fame and a lust for all things that people crave, while Kendrick really fought the temptation and stayed as humble and normal as possible. He's just always been
Kendrick and Cole. I think there was this whole talk of J.Cole leaving Hollywood. So, big ups to two of them for that.
More calculated artist. Yes, Drake has of course been bigger. Like I said, he's the biggest pop star of our generation. But I knew when it came down to if one was gonna outthink the other, it would likely be Kendrick. I'm sure a lot of you disagree with me. I definitely want to know down below in the comments. I know it's gonna be a war zone, because I feel like this has been one of those things where almost no one is just neutral. Obviously, both men have gone really far to kind of stretch the truth in these situations. And if anyone can come forward with some undeniable, concrete proof of their allegations, that might flip this whole thing around and Drake could come back and win. But either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other legendary rap beef out here needs to be covered. So I'm out. Peace!
Alright, that was a great video. I'll say this. I think a lot of us wish Kendrick dropped more. Maybe a lot of people, or let me put it this way. I think people wished if they both, fuck that. I think a lot of people would have loved it more if Kendrick dropped more songs, you feel? Because I don't know what Drake is going to drop after this that will make it seem, I don't see him dropping anything after the whole Hard Part 6, really. Not that he won't drop music again, clearly not, but like for the time being. But yeah, I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Pick the Percocet, sets. I see on my neck. Hit you with that check. We just bout to flex. Pick the Percocet, sets. I see on my neck. Hit you with that check. We just bout to flex. We just bout to flex.